Brazil. Bolsonaro fires key moderate who warned of dangers of extremism. Brazil's far-right president has sacked one of the most prominent moderates in his administration for reportedly failing to ideologically align himself with his commander-in-chief's radical creed. General Carlos Alberto dos Santos Cruz, Bolsonaro's Secretary of Government, had repeatedly locked horns with the president, and was reportedly relieved of his duties on Thursday afternoon. The move, which sent shockwaves through Brazilian politics, came as Bolsonaro finally broke an almost 4-day silence over a still unfolding scandal involving his Justice Minister Sergio Moro. Moro is facing, after a series of politically explosive leaks published by The Intercept suggested he colluded with prosecutors in order to jail Bolsonaro's key rival in last year's presidential election, former president. Polls suggested Lula would have defeated Bolsonaro had he been able to run. Bolsonaro loyalists and Olavo de Carvalho devotees celebrated the defenestration of Santos Cruz, one of the key players in what is seen as a comparatively moderate military faction with the administration. Santos Cruz has been relieved of his duties. The drinks are on me, but political observers voiced shock and concern that one of the more temperate characters around Brazil's far-right leader had been forced out. Brian Winter, a Brazil specialist and the editor-in-chief of America's Quarterly, said it is very sudden, it is very unexpected, and it comes at a time when the pragmatic voices seem to be ascendant in the government. This is one of the most. Winter said it was unclear whether Santos Cruz's demise was the result of a clash with the president, or friction with Bolsonaro's Olavo de Carvalho supporting sons, Eduardo and Carlos, who have been baying for his head publicly and behind the scenes for weeks. The Rio broadsheet O Globo: the sacking was the result of a lack of political and ideological alignment. Santos Cruz became embroiled in with Olavo de Carvalho in March, with the latter launching "Watch Your Mouth, UST, Carvalho" at one point. On another occasion, he Santos Cruz a pompous turd. Santos Cruz hit back more subtly, using one interview of the danger extremism and fanaticism posed to Bolsonaro's government and Brazil. Santos Cruz's dismissal came shortly after Bolsonaro offered his backing to another key minister, Sergio Moro, who has come under fire this week following The Intercept's revelations. What he did is priceless. He is part of Brazil. However, The Intercept's editors have vowed to release more compromising material from what they call a vast trove of secret documents, leaving Brazil's political class bracing for further turbulence. Sergio Prav, a political scientist at the Getulio Vargas Foundation University, said there's a feeling that this is only the beginning and things can change quickly. We don't know what. Winter said the political upheaval came after Bolsonaro's government appeared to have found some kind of relative footing over the last month or so. It looked like they were starting to pull it together, relatively speaking. Guess what?
Raindrop, drop top, top smoking, no cooking the hot pot. Fucking on your bitch, yeah, that. Looking up, open the park,